Hello everyone and welcome back to probably the first episode, you could call it first episode of the Sheffield Wednesday Save here on the FM Lowdown, part of the Football Debt Network. My name is Sam. So if you caught the drift of the last episode, we could basically only sign free agents here as Sheffield Wednesday boss, trying to rebuild them into what they once were. The transfer window has gone about as expected. We've had Antonio and Duncan Watmore on trial. They're the only two that have agreed to come here. I tried for Jamal Lewis, Patrick Bamford, Dele Alli I tried, Emmanuel Dennis, basically anyone who was semi-capable, Fraser Forster, I tried to get in on trial. They rejected the trial. You try and offer them a contract, even though the recruitment player database is set to transfer only interested. None of them want to join. Not even Joe Rawls wanted to join us. Antonio, we got to the contract stage and we couldn't agree a contract. So at the moment, we've signed nobody. There's the transfer history. I've actually managed to find something that makes a change. 3 players are left on loan. No proper out, so to speak, and no ins. We have triggered the clause in Dominic Iorfa's contract to extend for 1 more year. So his contract now is extended to 2027, which was great because we had an offer from Preston for him, which we turned down. I then found out he has a trigger in his contract, so I took that. We do have a couple of issues with players in the squad, Nathaniel Chalobah being one. He wants to leave at the end of his contract for free. So I've put him on the transfer list to try and generate some money for him. There is currently interest from Coventry and Rangers, but we've not had a bid just yet. And the other player that we've actually got a problem with is Max Lowe, another one of our probably key players for the season. He also wants to leave at the end of his contract, so we'll probably get nothing for him either, which does leave us in a bit of a pickle, shall we say. But we also have a problem with Reece Johnson, the 19-year-old, who was probably going to play a lot of football for us this year because he's got a lot of potential. He's only got a contract at the end of the season, and I don't believe. Oh, there is a trigger. There we go. He's now contracted to 2027. We've had many offers for him. He's unhappy that I rejected an offer from Luton. So yeah, he will probably leave. He's not very happy. So we'll wait and see what happens with him. We've blasted through pre-season. I don't even know how you find the fixture schedule. We've drew with Stuttgart, drew with Tel Aviv, beat Stocksbridge and Sheffield, and drew with, I believe that's Red Star Belgrade of Poland in a testimonial. So our first championship game of the season is away at Leicester City, and we're going to come back in like intervals, 1 game a month sort of thing, games that have a meaning for it. Obviously we still have a couple of injuries at the moment. The tactic I've near enough stuck with that I showed you in the last episode was it's a 3-4-3 or 3-4-1 to in build up, and then out of possession it's basically a 5-3-2. We leave 2 up front. So if you go to the team instructions, you can see how it sort of lines up in possession. So in possession, we have the 2 strikers, the attacking midfielder, and then the 4 midfielders. The 2 centre backs are the wide ones, which gives us the nice back 3. Everything basically goes through Chalobah and Banan. So we will see on that. In terms of the out of possession, it looks like this sort of thing. So it is literally a flat back 5, near enough. We want to kind of trap them inside. The arrows aren't lined up, which is getting on my nerves just a little bit. But yeah, if you want to see the team instructions, there they are down the right hand side. We're on a cautious approach. We're going to try and counter-attack. We've got pace with Lowe and Valerie on the wings. But we are going to be a direct style of play as well. There's no other admin tasks to go through. We've currently only got Bernard and Charles still out injured. Even Horvath did get injured for 6 weeks, but 6. He missed, I think it was 3 weeks through injury, but he has come back, and that's about it. Barry Bannan had a fitness test that he's failed for ahead of this game, which isn't overly ideal. I still might have to play him because he's just our best player. So let's come out of this screen and pick a team for today's game under match squad. So it'll be even Horvath in goal. Do I drag and drop? It's just still learning. Like, I ideally would go to match day tactics, but there we go. You have to click on team shape. Right wing back. Who do we go with there? I could play Liam Palmer, I suppose, but we've also got Fissure there, who is a player I really want us to develop. He's got 2 years on his contract, so he's someone we kind of want to sort of build, see if we can get a lot of money in a couple of years, and hopefully the owner sods off. So we can actually use him. Max Lowe will obviously be the left wing back. Valerie, I haven't decided. I might play him as sort of the right wide centre back. I think that in my head probably makes sense, because then Liam Palmer can play as the right wing back, I think. Or we swap them over. Probably swap them over. In terms of centre back, I'm going to play Iorfa in the middle, and then on the left, this is what I mean, we don't really have a left centre half, and Johnson would be that man, but he doesn't want to be here. So at the moment, I'm debating between Ernie Weaver, who's 18, and the other young lad, Gabriel Otabayo. I think we'll go with him. He's also got a bit of potential. He's got a couple of years on his contract, so everyone that's got a couple of years on their contract is very welcome at this football club. In terms of DMs, I think we're gonna have to play Chalobah, because he's just the best one we've got. So we'd play Chalobah. It's a shame Barry Banan's not fit to start, because we don't really have anyone else. So Ingleson will have to play sort of the deeper role. He was going to play the advanced playmaker role. And then that leaves the front line, which Jamal Lowe is sort of the channel for, because we can use his pace down the channels. Ugbo will be sort of the main sort of striker. And then the attacking midfield position, well, we don't have anyone else to play there. So it might be Rio Shipston, who isn't very good, to put it nicely. So we do need some players, but obviously trying to get them is very difficult. The other option I've got is to move Ingleson forward and then play Fissure in midfield. That will probably be the way we're going to do that. And then I've pushed the wrong button now. Well done me, but thankfully they've shoved Barry Banan straight into the team. I only wanted to pick the bench. I think we play Fissure. We're not playing Cadamartri. We're definitely not doing that. I think we go with Ugbo and Lowe that way round. We will risk him. But other than that, I think we go with that then. The assistant who we did go after him. We've got Ian Foster, the former Plymouth manager, to be my assistant, so we actually have someone. So Liam Palmer, Iorfa and Weaver as the back three, Valerie, Chalobah, Banan and Lowe as like the midfield four, Ingleson just in front, and then Ugbo and Jamal Lowe up front, which leaves Fissure, Johnson, McNeil, Shipston, Otabayo, Cadamartri, Thornton and a Mass on the bench. We've also got a lot of interest in Thornton. The problem is we can't reinvest that money. So, relegated Leicester City are we're playing today. I believe they're the visitors. I can't remember if we're at home. Yes, we've got lots of players who are currently injured. I am well aware of that, I must say. And we shall see if we can get 3 points. It's also interesting to see how my PC handles recording and playing. I hope it picks up okay. So, obviously their team, I still don't personally rate their two centre-halves. I don't think they're that good in real life. So it'll be interesting to see how good they are on FM. There's no pressure on the lads all season long. So let's see how we get on. I love the fact that we've got the EFL graphics on this game. And funnily enough, FC and EA decided, we now need the EFL graphics, so they actually went and put them in. So I found that rather convenient, I must say. One thing issue I have was the table doesn't really work. Like, it goes to 20. They have fixed it on my other save, which I've got my main save, is that it doesn't really work properly as the teams come out the tunnel at the King Power Stadium. We're away from home. I do like that Sheffield Wednesday white kit, I must admit. Vestergaard is absolutely massive. So let's kick off here at the King Power. Can Sheffield Wednesday pick up 3 points in the first game of the season? We're basically gunning to hope that we can keep a clean sheet and score a set piece or something like that, as Leicester City come forward in the opening 4 minutes, as Ricardo Pereira is the inverted man. Skip knocks it in the channel for Fatawu, who crosses the ball, and Max Lowe completes the clearance. I remember watching this game on the opening day of the season. I was very, very impressed with Sheffield Wednesday, as Harry Winks has a go from range, but it goes over the bar of Horvath. If we can get to 20 minutes, we've got to look at these games in 20-minute chunks, but this is Leicester's second chance of the game. We've all got that dynamic mode on, just to see what it's actually really like. I tend to just have it on key, but I think with the new match engine, I'm quite keen to see where problems are in our team, as Jordan James bursts through our defence, turns, finds Luke Thomas, winks on the edge of the box. Luke Thomas again into the box and goes for goal. And it's a good save from Ethan Horvath in goal. I'm quite interested to see the way we can build up, like I can find gaps and stuff like that. I think a bit easier with this new engine. So I tend to actually have highlights on more, just because number one, I really like the match engine. I think it's really good, the graphics. And number two, you can, in this scenario, we probably should be a little bit higher up the pitch, because Jordan James now has us all the time, and one of the midfielders needs to step, or the attacking midfielder Ingleson needs to step onto him. But Mavididi in behind Valerie, cuts inside, and it's in. Jan Valerie scores the own goal, and Leicester City score in the first 15 minutes here at the King Power. This might be, I think, the toughest thing I've ever done on FM, considering, like, if you're struggling, you just go and loan players, don't you, from Premier League clubs. But we can't do that, as Jamal Lowe bursts down the wing, but nobody is in the middle. We've got a couple of people joining out as Valerie crosses. Ingleson climbs and he's at the post. A very, very nearly... and Ingleson's back in again, and he scooped that over the bar. Very nearly an instant reply from the lads there. But we didn't really have anyone in the box. See, there's 2 spare man here. So ideally, the left back shuffles over, and then we all go like man to man. But that hasn't happened. We've won the ball back here. Ingleson, Ugbo, Chalobah. You can see the nice back 3 there. Ingleson, good ball out wide to Lowe. Lowe takes it inside, takes it to the outside. Lowe, oh, he's gone for goal. He should have just squared it as Banan picks up the loose ball. Chalobah launches it into the box. Lowe heads it across. Nobody challenges, and Chalobah wins the ball back, and it looks like Leicester City are going to get that clear. 20 minutes gone. Still only trailing 1-0, which means we are still in the game, as Max Lowe does a good tackle, but the ball still finds Fatawu. Oliver Skip to Fatawu again, and a good tackle by Max Lowe. Banan now finds Liam Palmer, completely on the wrong side of the pitch. Chalobah launches it long, and then over the head of Jamal. That's better. See, man to man, midfielder, attacking midfielders on him. That's kind of what I want. But it's very difficult. I think I'll probably have to select players to actually mark like positions. I'm still fully learning everything with this new tactical system, the new interface and everything. But we will get there, and hopefully we'll keep Sheffield Wednesday up, as Mavididi now has the ball wide left, and Chalobah mops it up and clears it, and Jamal Lowe has room to run into, but seems to not want to run, and he's won it back off Vestergaard. Now he should have the pace to beat Vestergaard. Jamal Lowe into the box. Jamal Lowe goes for goal, and it's a brilliant save from Jacob Stalasic, obviously replacing Mads Hermansen, who left for West Ham in the summer. Ingleson's corner to the back post. Oyorfa heads it across, and Mavididi clears the ball. Valerie now picks up the loose ball, finds Ingleson. Banan goes for goal, and it's bounced into the hands of Stalasic. But since going behind, we've not faltered, shall we say. We've not gone and conceded a second very quickly, as we have another highlight, as Fatawu finds Mavididi. Luke Thomas, Vestergaard to Winks, Woutfaes. Good interception by Ugbo. Right, can he get his head up? Because Jamal Lowe has space on the far side of the pitch, but Banan finds Ingleson. Ingleson finds Jamal Lowe. Good first touch, Jamal Lowe. And another brilliant block. But we are really piling on the pressure here. And nothing obviously comes from the corner, because there's no highlight from that. These are the type of games where I kind of don't expect the points from. It's the games we're going to need. So if you look at the pre-season odds, it's the Charlton, the Portsmouths. We're going to have to win them sorts of games. As Chalobah makes a good interception, Harry Winks picks up the ball. Mavididi turns and shoots, and he's hit the post. It's rolled along the line. Thankfully gone out for a goal kick as we approach half an hour gone here. Fatawu gets beaten to the ball by Max Lowe, who finds Liam Palmer. Horvath launches it long. Ugbo hopefully will win their header. Doesn't. Pick up the second ball. Good, we have. Chalobah, Jamal Lowe. Over the top for Ingleson. Ingleson gets to the byline. Draws it across and it's missed everyone. And Valerie shoots and it's another corner. We are performing here in this game. I really am happy with the way we're performing. But here is Mavididi now. And Valerie comes sliding in. But we don't pick up the second ball. Mavididi knocks it inside to Jordan James and Iorfa gets the ball clear to absolutely nobody. Pereira now picks up the loose ball. Fatawu into the box. One of the best players in the championship, and Fatawu's shot is blocked out for a corner to Leicester City. Valerie now to Iorfa, looking over the top for Jamal Lowe. Cleared by Vestergaard. We don't pick up the second ball, but the ball is with Vestergaard. Now Valerie should be jumping. A bit late to the ball. Jordan James finds Oliver Skip. Ricardo Pereira inverting, finds Skip again. Skip now driving at the heart of our defence, and that's just harmlessly sailing over the bar. It would also be useful if the match stats would be loading. Obviously got the XG graph, and it looks like we've actually had more XG. As Harry Winks finds Jordan James. Harry Winks again. Luke Thomas. Harry Winks. Jordan James finds Mavididi. Luke Thomas. Harry Winks finds Jordan James. Harry Winks, Jordan James just passing it between Jordan James goes for goal and Horvath. That is comfortable for the man in goal for us. And he launches it long. Faze clears. Skip finds nobody. He finds the steward sat outside. So I'm going to turn dynamic mode off for the second half, and I just want to see what sort of a difference the dynamic mode to the extended mode makes. I'm kind of interested to see if it actually makes any difference. As Valerie doesn't win his header, Ingleson does. Ugbo takes the ball down, knocks it into Jamal Lowe. Can we look left? We can. Good work by Ingleson. Max Lowe into the box. Squares it for Ingleson, and the ball is squared over the bar. Squandered, shall we say. Not squared. Doesn't really make sense, does it? As Max Lowe finds Barry Bannan. Into Max Lowe. Now Barry Bannan into Weaver. Chalobah. Out wide to Dominic Iorfa. Valerie. Now drive into the space. That's it. Valerie. Good ball into Ingleson, who goes for goal again. And again, he should have just squared it across. And Stolasic makes another decent save. We've got some. This is what I really do think we've got a really good 11. I think this 11 is very good. If I can just get a striker, I think this 11 we've got is really good. Don't lose faith. I think we've been really good, and we're not going to change too much because we have been good. And straight from kickoff, Jamal Lowe's in. He's tried to lob him, and Jamal Lowe, what a finish! We've scored 13 seconds into the second half. The ball back to Chalobah, launched over the top. Beautiful first touch from Jamal Lowe, and a beautiful lob over Stolasic. Makes it 1-1 at the King Power. What a start to the second half. You couldn't ask for much better, could you? As long as they don't go and score like immediately after. As Ricardo Pereira finds Oliver Skip. That's a good pass to Fatawu, who's got one man in the middle, and it's a good save by Ethan Horvath. But the ball is with Skip. And a good defending by Max Lowe, but the ball's now gone out for a throw. Whew. A scintillating start to the second half. What more can I say? As Luke Thomas intercepted by Chalobah. Now Jamal Lowe. Oh, that's really poor. But Winks is kind of dropping into that back line, isn't he? With Pereira making the two. As the ball goes out left. Here's Mavididi. That's found Jordan James, who goes for goal, and it's a good block, and it's now a corner to Leicester City. The problem is I look at my bench. If we go and look at the bench, who there can I bring on that's going to change the game for me? We've got a couple of young lads. The only real... We've got McNeil and Cadamartri who have never really scored at championship level. But other than that, I've not really got anyone as Fatawu shoots, and it's a good save by Horvath. So we're kind of relying on the 11 I've got out there, to be honest. There's a chance that I change the formation. Maybe we have 2 10s and 1 striker. But again, that relies on us having another attacking midfielder. As Fatawu cuts inside, Slow trips him up, and he's now booked. Have they been given the free kick, or have they been given the corner? Nothing. It's just Max Lowe got booked. If we approach the hour, I've just gone over the hour mark, which now means fatigue now starts stepping, especially because our lads... I would have played more pre-season friendlies, but I don't know how you set up friendlies. And Skip shoots, and it's saved by Horvath. Again, I tried to cancel friendlies to rearrange some more. I don't know how I do it, so that never got done. Ugbo wins the header. Can Jamal Lowe beat Vestergaard? No, he's kind of just jogging. As we approach the 65th minute now, the extended highlight seems to be just as many as the dynamic, as Skip's twisting and turning finds Luke Thomas, Jordan James, Ricardo Pereira now. Finds Fatawu. Skip, Ricardo Pereira. They're just knocking the ball around the edge of the box, but we're defending quite well. And Fatawu just, like, I don't see why that's a highlight. Like, it's not a shot on target, it's just a harmless shot that goes over the bar. I know I've got it on extended, but we just seem to be getting pointless highlights at the moment. So I might change it to key for the last 20, see what it does. And Horvath sort of comes for the corner and sort of doesn't. So I am going to change it to key highlights just to see, again, I'm trying to get what the difference is, if that makes sense. Like, I just feel like we've had too many highlights that are needless there. So we are going to bring on Cadamartri. Max Lowe is tired and booked, but he's having a really good game, but we need to get him off. He's knackered. So Harry and Mass will come on, and Sean Fissuri will come on for Valerie at right wing backs, in the hope that we just have some fresh legs out wide. Yes, I've done that. What the dugout shout was, as Vestergaard now bringing the ball forward. Jordan James launches it over the top, in behind the right back, and cuts inside, and missed. Praise the Lord. Yeah, this is what I mean. We're a bit under the cosh at the moment. I could make the wingers wide, and we play with sort of 2 lots of wingers. I could do that. I could move Jamal Lowe out wide, but he's having quite a decent-ish game up front. As we head into the last 5 minutes here at the King Power, can we pick up a very, very valuable point? Yes, it's a lot less highlights now, isn't it, on key? It's just trying to find that balance. Like, extended's too many, key's not enough. But as we're approaching the end of injury time, and we've got a point. We've got our first point of the season on the opening day of the season, courtesy of an exquisite Jamal Lowe finish. We're lucky to draw, apparently. I didn't think we were. I thought we were okay. So yeah, we've got a nice 1-1 draw with, if I go to the match report, I'm pretty sure, well, we had no possession, but this tactic is set up for us not to have possession. XG was extremely similar. Corners were similar. They did have nearly double the shots, but they didn't create as much as us in terms of XG, did they? So yeah, in the next episode then, we will do the Bristol City at home game. It allows me to play through the rest of August and get the rest of the transfer window done. So if you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an upload. And well, thank you very much for watching.